What happens when men stop simping? Or I should say, what happens when the simp economy collapses? Today, my friends, we're going to study and see what happens when it occurs in China. Because I can strongly see, based on how men are acting in today's market, that this whole idea of simping for women is going to collapse in the West as well. And the reason I know that is because the economy is going to get bad and simps not going to have any money. But I'm going to show you some evidence from these two videos by Chinese Observer. Love this channel. I'm going to place the links there, of course. But hey, like this video, book a session, subscribe if you haven't. In this video was sent to me by one of my great subs who's always sending me good recommendations. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, brother. All right, so let's get into it.
拒绝当舔狗，今年的七夕啊，是有史以来最冷清。
This year's Chinese Valentine's Day Qixi Festival may be the quietest in history. After scrolling through social media for ages, not a single post showing gifts. In the malls, there are more salespeople at jewelry and flower counters than customers. It's not that young people don't understand romance anymore, but that everyone has finally woken up. They no longer want to be the targets of capitalist exploitation. There used to be a common belief in the consumer market that women's money was now the easiest to earn, but really, consumer values have completely shifted. Ordinary people's lives are harder than ever, leaving little room for romance. The obsession with giving flowers on holidays has long faded. Men are spending less and less on romance. Now men are waking up and asking, why should romance always require men to kneel and cater to women?
今年的七夕好惨淡呀，消费降级了，舔狗。
This year's Qixi Festival feels so dismal. Consumer spending has downgraded. No one's sending flowers or buying gifts. I haven't seen a single post about love in my social media feed. What's going on this year? It's strange. No one's giving gifts on Qixi. The doormat economy, which refers to businesses profiting from people spending money to impress someone they like, has completely collapsed. Or maybe it's that men have woken up. The deeper reason is that the Qixi Festival, once a time for harvesting couples, has now seen no one in love anymore.
When I tell you, gentlemen, that the power of men coming together all over the world is a powerful force when activated. When men are now waking up and realize, why the hell am I sacrificing everything and my hard-earned money for a woman who don't appreciate me? Why am I doing that? Women don't realize how bad they have gotten until the results start to come out like this. Then, of course, they'll try to shame men. Oh, you're cheap. But one thing I like about China is that they really call it out like it is. The woman will say, yeah, men are waking up. In English, that basically means we were taking them for a fool. When they were sleeping and dreaming about us, we took advantage of them. Now that they've woken up and realized that they've been taken advantage of, they're no longer spending money. They are saying it. They're freaking saying it out loud. And the men are saying, yeah, we've woken up. And we're showing you that with the fact that we're not spending money. Yeah. So Chinese Valentine's, I just checked it out. It's on August 29th. So it just went by. And it seems like men were not participating. So what we're seeing is that men are pulling back. Now, this is a combination. It always happens because if an economy goes really bad, men who are very pragmatic will realize, shit, I can't spend money that I don't have. I don't have any disposable or discretionary income left over after these bills have been paid. I don't know what's going to happen next month. I don't know what's going to happen next year. Trump tariffs are killing us all. AI is killing us all. Men who are very practical are going to say, shit, no, I ain't spending no stupid money on a woman. No, got to tell my wife, shit, no, I'm not spending that money on stupid roses that are going to die tomorrow. We can't afford it. But the single women are screaming, oh, they're not spending any unnecessary money on us. We're not happy. Because women don't live in the same reality that men live in. It's insane. Now, I'm going to switch back to another video that shows you women's attitude when the simps pull back. Because this one shows you an example of when men stop simping totally.
No one showed up. When it was time to pay, the restaurant owner discovered that the three women couldn't... China's economic downturn has not only hit businesses, but it's also reshaping social relationships. A recent incident in Liaoning reflects how these changes are playing out in daily life. 3 young women went out for a barbecue late at night. Throughout the meal, they kept calling male friends, asking them to join for drinks. Unfortunately, none of the men agreed to the invitation, and no one showed up. When it was time to pay, the restaurant owner discovered that the 3 women couldn't cover a bill of just over 200 yuan. So what?
I ran a bar myself. They said they had no money.
You're bullying young girls.
Who's bullying you? You drank 5 or 6 bottles of beer, ate your fill, and now can't pay 200 yuan? People are laughing. It's embarrassing.
Wow. The shaming and the insulting, the victimhood mentality kicks in when women's back is against the wall. 200 yen. Let me see. Let me ask my dear friend how much 200 yen is in US dollars. How much is 200 yen converted to US dollars?
Sure, Paul. So 200 Chinese yuan is roughly about 28 US dollars, give or take a little depending on the exchange rate of the day.
Wow. That's how broke these women were. They went out with absolutely no money, with the confidence that they could get men to come and pay for their food and drinks. And the men said, hell no. Wow.
In the video, a woman squatted on the ground, arguing with the owner while frantically messaging friends for help. The restaurant posted the footage online, which quickly sparked a heated debate. Viewers mocked the women, suggesting that they had planned to find someone to pay for them. Some praised the absent men for refusing, believing that they had likely been taken advantage of before. Others pointed out a wider trend. When women invite men out, especially at the last minute, the expectation is often that the man will cover the bill. This incident highlights the collapse of what some have called the simp economy, referring to men who spend money, time, and effort on women without receiving genuine affection in return. With the economic slowdown, more men are refusing to play this role, leaving women who relied on such behavior caught off guard. One striking example involved a woman who tried to take advantage of a blind date. On her first meeting, she ordered nearly 30,000 yuan worth of seafood. Halfway through the meal, the man excused himself to take a phone call, but he never returned. He blocked her on social media, leaving her with the entire bill. I've never met such a shameless man. You say you have no money, but then why even go on a date? Yesterday, this man promised to take me to dinner. I ordered seasonal dishes like king crab, black tiger prawn, and sea cucumber. Then, seeing the menu was good, I ordered more sea cucumber and even packed extra for my friends. I also ordered more king crab to take home for my brother to try. He was still cheerful at the start, but after the meal, he said he needed to take a call. I waited 2 hours and he never came back. I called him, but he still didn't answer, and then he blocked me. What kind of person does that? In the end, I had no choice but to pay with my credit card. 28,000 yuan. He just disappeared completely. This guy is unbelievable. Next time, I'll be more careful with blind dates and won't meet such a scumbag again. Online reactions were swift. Many applauded the man, saying a woman who orders thousands of yuan worth of food on a first date deserves to be left with a check. Some referred to it as a textbook example of standing up to gold diggers. Another viral video told a similar story. A woman dined at a restaurant but refused to pay, claiming she was an angel and wanted to put the meal on the tab.
I can't even put it on my tab here, can I?
Who do you think you're talking to? Do you know who I am? I'm an angel.
Angel. Angels should pay when they eat. Otherwise, you're not really an angel. You want to cheat ordinary people while pretending to be one?
I'm definitely going to pay. I said I wanted to put it on my tab, but they wouldn't let me. I've been waiting for over an hour and my legs are starting to ache.
Since you're an angel, why not just give some money to help out? Let an ordinary person use it, okay?
She couldn't argue anymore, so she started complaining about the food, pointing out every flaw, and even asked the owner for compensation. I originally wanted to put it on the tab, but today I can't. I've waited so long, and the dish smells bad. The duck has no salt, and I'm still hungry. What do I do? How are you going to compensate for the loss?
Compensate for the loss? If you're an angel, do you even need to say such things? Then you're not an angel.
This angel's out of money for the past 2 months.
Wow. We think that it's bad in the West. China's a nightmare. It's a nightmare over there. Wow. When the simp economy collapses, my friend, you have no idea how many businesses it affects. Just watching this video, it made me realize that we are living in times where if men don't spend money and we're just relying on female spending, economies collapse, man. When men stop simping, economies collapse. All right, let's go back to the Valentine video and you'll see how bad it's gotten. Just on Valentine's Day alone, let's see the effect of when men stop spending.
Qixi, known as China's Valentine's Day, is an annual romantic holiday. In 2025, Qixi falls on August 29th, but this year, the market is unusually quiet. At Beijing Sanlitun, rose bouquets are piled next to trash bins. The once crowded trendy restaurants now have a vacancy rate of 70%. In a live stream from the DR Diamond Jewelry brand, a female host shouted hoarsely, "If you love her, give her an eternal diamond ring." But the comments were full of sharp critiques. Maybe we should just cancel the Qixi Festival.
往年的七夕，商家铺天盖地的宣传。
In previous years, businesses flooded the market with promotions, and flower shops started preparing 2 days in advance. But why is this year's Qixi as quiet as a ghost festival?
七夕，想问你们是怎么过的？
I wanted to ask how you all celebrate the Qixi Festival this year. This afternoon, I was joking with my colleagues. I said, I've been scrolling through Douyin and WeChat for a while now. This year, there's no one posting about their love, no one showing off transfers, gifts, or flowers to stir me up. Honestly, I really want to ask the guys here, is it because the economy is tough and you don't have money? Or is it that you are all long married couples now and don't need any gestures of romance anymore? Is that the reason? Then another female colleague of mine joked, should we transfer money to each other? Haha, I said, no need for that.
The flower market is facing a tough situation as well. Mr. Lin, the owner of a flower shop in Wuhan, told the media that sales have definitely dropped by as much as 90%. It might be because people have woken up and no longer want to be in relationships. As for prices, this year's prices aren't much different from previous years. Flower shop owners from across China are sharing videos, complaining about the significant drop in sales this Qixi Festival.
姐妹们，你们爆单了没有?
Sisters, have you had any big sales? What's going on? I've only had one order since this morning. I got one order at 1 a.m. yesterday and another around 9 a.m. today. There are only 2 orders on Meituan online. What's happening? I was worried I wouldn't have enough flowers, so I raised the prices quite a bit because I saw others have done the same. I was worried I would get flooded with orders and run out of stock, but in the end, sales were slow. I don't know what's going on.
Consumer spending has definitely downgraded. This year, the flower shops prepare so many flowers for Qixi, but they're all still there, unsold. The store owners had prepared so much, but as expected, consumption has really downgraded.
With Qixi approaching, I decided to check out our local market. This is our local market. In previous years, every shop will be packed with goods at this time. This year, it feels like everyone's just waiting and watching. Our market finally has roses left. Since I was already there, I couldn't resist buying a few myself, but the market is especially quiet this year, not as lively as before.
Has no one been sending flowers this Qixi Festival? If you don't buy flowers, how are we delivery guys supposed to make money? Yesterday might have been the quietest Qixi Festival ever. How quiet was it? During the lunch rush, I thought I'd get a lot of flower orders, but after checking all the platforms, there were hardly any. Only a few came through, but the delivery fees were so low that I didn't even want to accept the orders. At first, I thought the flower orders were just slow and would come in during the evening rush, but during the evening, it was the same. No flower orders at all. It was really strange. To welcome Qixi, the Ella.me platform even had a flower and cake promotion, but the guys just weren't buying. No flowers, no gifts. On Ella.me, I didn't get a single flower order. On JD's delivery, I did manage to deliver 1 flower order and earn 6.9 RMB. Why don't you guys like giving flowers to girls anymore? They should. If they have a wife, they could give flowers to their wife. If they have a lover, to their lover. If they have a girlfriend, to their girlfriend. But now, they don't even buy flowers or spend money on them. As a result, Delivery riders like me are also suffering. We can't get a single flower order. What should we do? Roses by the roadside are now priced at just 3 RMB, but no one's buying them. The high price strategy of flower shops has completely failed. Netizens are all saying, this Qixi Festival, no one's posting about transfers or gifts.
So let's look at the economies that are affected. Number one, restaurants. Men aren't taking women out to eat. A lot of fine dining restaurants will suffer. Men aren't buying roses. Men aren't buying diamonds. And of course, the byproduct of all of these places are the delivery services. So a lot of economies suffer. I've just named you 4. I'm sure there's a lot more. You guys can mention them in the comment section that do get affected when men stop spending. Men aren't taking women on trips. We can go into a host of other businesses that do get affected when men stop. Because women aren't earning that amount of money to actually do it themselves. Now imagine when AI starts sucking more and more of these so-called soft skill jobs. Imagine what's going to happen, guys. Whew. China always gets hit first, man. Of course, the Trump tariffs have played a massive role on manufacturing. However, AI is really kicking ass as well because China is really far ahead when it comes to robotics and when it comes to AI technology. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Things are going to get worse. But the reason I bring you information on China is simply because US and the West isn't far off. It isn't far off at all. The same characteristics that you see play out in China is going to actually start hitting hard in the West. Men need to stop simping. Women need to freaking wake up.
Yesterday was probably the coldest Qixi Festival in history. I don't know about you, but for me, my social media feed was quiet. Usually there are posts about flowers and gifts, but this year, nothing. The florist told me they only sold half of their stock. In previous years, it would have been sold out by now. What's going on? The truth is, we all know. Nowadays, guys get scared when they hear about relationships. Why? Because they're afraid of meeting a girl who treats them like an ATM. They are afraid of putting their heart into it, only to end up being taken advantage of. How sad is that? Dating has become like a business. First, calculate the costs, then the returns. Love has turned into a transaction, and sincerity has become a luxury. More and more people are waking up to this. When everyone's calculating their gains and losses, love becomes a walled city that no one dares enter. People outside are afraid of losing money, and people inside are afraid of going bankrupt. It's truly laughable. This Qixi Festival really shows how the economy is declining. It's already 3 p.m. and there haven't been any large transfers on my social feed. In previous years, people were showing off, buying bags, posting pictures of hundreds of roses. Everyone would be posting on social media, but this year it's all quiet.
Anyway, my friends, listen, there's a lot more to these videos. However, I want you guys to go over there and support their channel as well. I just thought it was an interesting story that you all should look at and observe and understand that when men hold the line, shit happens. You all think that this is an economy ran by women. No, my friends. When men pull back, it's the simps that are the problem. The simps are the major freaking problem. The simps have to pull back their income in the West. And once that happens, women have no choice but to fall in line. And that, my friend, is how we solve the relationship problem. Okay? So, my friends, listen, like this video on the way out. Book a session if you need any help. Check out the description of this video for the links, and also check out some of my digital products, support the channel, and in turn, build your own digital content business, my friend. Trust me, it is one of the best ways to survive in this economy. Build your own personal brand, okay? So until tomorrow, my friends, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. See you soon. Cheers.